I've been super excited about having this presentation. You guys, most of you know who I am. My name is Julia Malone, and I've been on a little bit of a journey here to find good water. I've been in Costa Rica here for 13 years and drank a lot of not very good tap water, and have had everything from parasites to all different kinds of things just from drinking the tap water. And then eventually found my way to drinking bottled water, and I've been drinking bottled water for a while. And that's the only way I can seem to keep myself healthy. So drinking bottled water necessarily wasn't or isn't very sustainable, so I wanted to find something a little bit more sustainable, and then I found these amazing people here and the Kangen water system, and it kind of opened up a whole door of understanding so much more about water than I even knew at that time, and I've been diving pretty deep in it for about several years. So here we have Anna Galvin here. She's a specialist with Kangen water systems, and we have Martin, and Martin Mendoza is a water engineer here in Costa Rica, and he's an expert. So both of them have come here today to give us this presentation and tell us all about what we need to know about Kangen water and the benefits around health, and there seems to be quite a bit of benefits here. So I will turn it over to them. I just wanted to, kind of touch base on the fact that Center of Joy is really about, we're really taking this approach to be very holistic and look at all sorts of things and related to health and wellness and deepening in our awareness of all things in life. And so I think we're like more than 70% water in our body, and it seems like something pretty essential for us to know about. So I'm excited. So here you guys.
Yeah,
Please take it away. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Well, Martin is my partner in crime here. Okay, and when I first met him some years ago, and he told me that his specialty here in Costa Rica is water treatment, then I had to absolutely share with him the value behind what we have with this Kangen water technology. Okay? He's been in his field for many years in Costa Rica, and he's expanded also his expertise to other countries in Central America. So, he knows more about water treatment than I personally do, so I learned a lot from him as well. So Martin Mendoza, Costa Rica's specialist engineer in water treatment systems.
Thank you. I'm going to introduce a little more about myself. I have been in water treatment almost 15 years. I have involved in water projects like drinking water projects, industrial water projects, and even in wastewater projects. And I want to tell you a little about the Costa Rica water quality. Costa Rica, we can say Costa Rica has very good sources of water, but we have to select it very well. We can have superficial water, we can have underground water as well, and we can have different kinds of contaminants in superficial or in groundwater. In groundwater, we can have contamination.
What is superficial?
It's
Surface.
like
Surface water.
Surface water. Right. We can have contaminants in underground water. We have mainly minerals. All the water have a lot of minerals, but the problem is when the minerals are in higher concentration that are good for the health. In Costa Rica, we have problem with iron, with manganese, with aluminum, that is very related with Alzheimer, the degenerative disease, and with arsenic. arsenic is a problem in countries where we have a lot of volcanic movement. The ground and the soil have a lot of arsenic in these cases, and these go into the aquifers, and the water have a lot of arsenic. So we can have a lot of problem with minerals, but we can have a lot of problem with microbiological contaminants. Why? The source can be very good, and the entities that are in charge of providing water to population are make great efforts to find the best source of water. But in many cases, the source is very good, but the distribution network is the one that contaminates the water you receive in your home. So the lack of maintenance to the network distribution start growing microbiology inside the pipes. We know this like fully. The microbiology start growing and makes a biofilm inside of the pipe, and the biofilm starts growing and growing and growing. When it has a big size, this attach of the pipe, and a lot of bacteria go through your tap water. So we can have a better treatments for different contaminants, microbiology or minerals. So now we have here an option that is very good. We have amazing properties that can help treating this water and return to the origin, the water as it was in the nature many years ago. So Anna, as Julia says, is an expert in energy devices. I know her 6 years ago, and we are having worked together, education people to this amazing show. So Anna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martin. Having said that, I want to share with you guys how impressed I am with the Center of Joy and the quality that they've all been able to have in their protection of the water treatment and what they have here. And this entire community, as I understand, is very concerned and protected, and bringing technologies that will enhance the quality of the water. So I was overjoyed to see already what Center of Joy has, and some of the houses in the community as well. But as Julia said, there's still a level of contaminants in the water, and she suffered some of the consequences of it, sadly. But on the other hand, thanks to that, also you went on a search to find something that could help better, and she found us. All right, so thank you for that. It's a wonderful thing to be here again after many, many years. I've traveled to Costa Rica in the past several times, some vacation, some work, but it has been about probably 7 years that I haven't been here, so I'm thrilled, and I am enjoying every single minute, and meeting each one of you just adds value to my visit. So thank you for your presence here. We're going to do a very brief PowerPoint presentation to just explain the very basics of what Kangen water technology is about, and then we're going to do a live demo so that you can see with your own eyes, what happens when we compare the different kinds of water with Kangen water. There will be a Q&A session afterwards. Any questions whatsoever, I'm here to answer. For me, it's been an amazing journey to be able to help this Japanese company that has been established over 40 years ago in Japan, and they started expanding worldwide. Honestly, I have to tell you that when it came to me, I thought water was just water. And I live in California, but I knew, okay, bottled water must be better, you know, and I used to have Yosemite water brought into my house, so it was an eye-opener when I went to a demonstration like this, and I was, oh my gosh, okay, I need to do something to protect my family better. And also, by that time, I was very aligned with protecting the environment and going into the route of eco-consciousness. So I understood that, yeah, plastic is not good for the planet. So it has been an amazing journey, and I travel around the world helping the company with educational modules and opening offices in different countries as well. So, without further delay, it's a Japanese word that means return to origin. And that's exactly what the technology aims to do. It's to return the water to its original form with all its properties. There are still pristine bodies of water, and I am more than sure that there are amazing resources, water resources here in Costa Rica, where you find the water that is intact as when this planet was created, untouched by human hand. But unfortunately, as time progressed, that changed, and human hand messed up with water and no longer is in its pristine stage. But this company found a way in which to mimic nature in the way that nature treats the water in order to protect its integrity. And that's the value behind this technology. It's just, the guru experts in water research and environment that they, decided to mimic nature. So, Enagic Corporation is the name of the company that brought this technology to place. They've been in business since 1974. We have operations all over the world and offices by region normally. So the office that supervises Costa Rica is Mexico. In time, we hoped to justify the need for a local office here in Costa Rica, but this is an early beginning for that. They have the ISO certifications, and each has a different meaning, but for purposes of just simplicity, it's just for you to understand that they have met the highest standards of regulatory control in environment management and definitely water quality. There was an independent organization that did major research on us, and they granted us a certification of the highest water quality, and we earned the gold standard from them. Okay, so in reality, what Enagic has done with the vision of its owner Hironari Oshiro, that he is a gentleman much older than me, but looks much younger than me. He's been drinking Kangen water forever, forever. He just integrated, with his team, scientific research to be able to bring water, which is vital for any living organism, to its origin, to its original state. So, what are these properties of the water, so pristine waters of the world? Some we find, in Italy. There was a source in Mexico that was amazing. And the story behind it is really cute. There's this farmer that his dog was really, really sick, and his dog would take off, every day and go to a water source, a water hole that is Tecolote, Mexico. I mean, animals know where they can source, water. I mean, if they have a stomach ailment, they go for grass. I mean, they're amazing. So he decided to follow this dog. And he found this amazing body of water in Teclote, Mexico, and this dog began to go in its healing process. He had no idea what was in the water, but hey, the word got spread that this dog was healing, and he got healed because of the natural state and properties of the water. So people got a whiff of this, and they traveled from distant places to Mexico to get water from Teclote, Mexico. All right. Today, unfortunately, that water source is dried up. But there are water sources in different places of the world. I know in my country, I come from Bolivia originally, there definitely is a couple that even the local people don't really know in the city. The indigenous people know for sure, so they source their water there. So there are three properties. The antioxidant nature of it, the alkalized property, and the microclustering that is in the Kangen water. Okay? So it brings your tap water into a living water source with all these three properties. So why is it important? Why is the antioxidant nature so important? And we'll go one by one. But first, the philosophy of the company. Mr. Oshiro, you know, when he decided to bring this technology to homes, was already working at a large combination, Sony Corporation, that are the actual developers of this technology, but massive machines that were used in hospitals in Japan. So he knew of this technology, but he always questioned, well, why is it that we don't have this for homes? But Sony, and so they just wanted to build the ones for the hospital. And in time, Sony decided to sell this division. The corporations see which divisions get more money and which not. And I guess, that division was not necessarily the highest income earning producing. So Mr. Shiro decided to buy this division of water technology. And already he had been working with experts in the field to develop a home unit. Ergo, Enagic was created, and now we have the fabulous home units in our homes. So he believes that we all need to have true health, which is physical health, mental health, and certainly financial health. And if each is as important as the other, but if there's not a balance among the three, then something goes out killed and we do get affected. So our purpose is to spread this truth throughout the world, and, through this miraculous water. Antioxidant nature. So let's talk a little bit about nature itself, and fruits. Apples have a skin. Bananas have a skin. So nature itself teaches that antioxidant is hugely important for the body. So what happens if we take the peel of a banana or the peel of the apple? It begins to what? When you expose, the banana, you leave it there, what happens to the banana? Right. So antioxidant properties in nature exist in their own form, and so do we have antioxidant properties in the body to protect us through water. Okay, water balances the chemical reactions in the human body. So there's tons of free radicals that are created in the human body. I mean, if we do too much exercises, you have tons of free radicals, and if you're not hydrating properly to balance that out, then it definitely can affect the body. So you may feel pain, inflammation sets in, and so on. So sometimes, without even knowing, we may be hurting the body by doing too much exercise, because there are too many free radicals. So what is a free radical? Okay. Well, Free radicals, you know, are just unstable atoms, as the slide shows, okay? And because they're unstable, they're looking to rob, you know, electrons from other places that they're paired. It's like a couple marriage type of thing. They need to be together. And they begin to rob, you know, electrons from other parts of the body and creating instability, and also creates acidity. So Kangen has an enormous amount of antioxidant power. Enormous amount. So your body begins to go in the journey of homeostatic balance when you begin to drink Kangen water, because of how many antioxidants exist in the water itself. And that is a property that Mother Earth has had forever. But human hand got involved and messed it up. Okay? So super important, just as the skin, you know, the peel of an apple or the peel of a banana. All right, we need to protect the integrity of the inside of our body, because this is just the skin. All right, but underneath it, there are millions of biochemical functions that are happening. All right, so let's go to the alkalinity. Hugely important that the body needs to be in balance, you know, in an alkaline state. Not too much alkaline or not too much acidic. And the state of acidity in the body is quite dangerous, because really some heavy duty disease can set in. But we continue eating the foods that we eat, we continue eating, breathing the air that we breathe, Costa Rica, and God has nice fresh air. But if you live in environments like I do in LA, or Mexico, or any other part that's just city, like, okay, the contaminants in the environment, you're breathing them. And that affects the integrity of your body in terms of acidity and in terms of also free radicals, all right? So Kangen, what it does is it brings the body into balance. Not too much, not too little. It brings the body into balance. That's the key. Now it produces 7 types of water. This unit that you see at the end is the platinum model, and it produces 7 types of water. 3 alkaline levels for drinking. You begin at 8.5, then you go after a few days into 9 and 9.5. The difference is only the antioxidant power. The 9.5 has the highest antioxidant power, and it's hydrogen rich. So much so that when you produce it with your machine at home, you see a cloud forming in the water that has the hydrogen. That has immense healing properties, and that used to be in our sources of water, pristine waters. Okay, so bringing the body to alkaline state is super important. It also produces just regular filtered water, so that you can make baby formula with it, because the babies are born already alkaline. All right, it's only when they begin to eat food, all right, that you introduce alkaline water. It also, regular filtered water is also used just to take prescription medication. Why? Because prescription medication is on a time release function, and this water, it absorbs things much faster, so then we don't want to interfere with the time release function of medication. It produces also beauty water. Ladies, you don't need any more hydrating cream with this. Literally, you just spritz your face with the beauty water, and it's the same pH as your skin. So it hydrates intensely. People that have dry skin or a dry scalp situation, dandruff, so on, just the beauty water alone takes care of it. Okay? It also produces strong Kangen water, which is strong alkaline water, which is not for drinking. It is to take care of washing your food supply. of cleaning your kitchen or your entire house, getting rid of any kind of chemical cleaner that you have. So in essence, you have the ability to convert your home into a complete ecological home. It's the best degreaser ever, you know, for stove, kitchen, and what have you, floors, beautiful.
Just the water? You don't put any sort of solution
Nothing.
with it?
Nothing. And you're going to see the use of 11.5 high alkaline water in the demo. And we're going to do a test with just tomatoes so that you can see what happens to the tomatoes once you soak them in it. So at home, I use that water and I put, you know, in bowls all of my fruits, vegetables, meat, chicken, everything, you know, separate bowls, obviously. You know, to take out any, you know, chemical that might be there that has been used. Because even in, you know, when you go to farmers markets in LA or Washington DC, that I'm spending time there now, it may, you know, the farmers may try to produce it organic, but I discovered that by the time that they get to the store, they begin to spray things so that they look shiny and whatever. So I'm like, are you kidding me? You know. So by just soaking my fruits and veggies in this water, it strips away all of that. So I'm bringing my food supply into true organic form. Okay. It also produces an antibacterial water, which is 2.5 acidic water. Talk about COVID and protection on COVID at that time. Believe you me that I was producing tons of that water, put it in a spritzer, it was better than any gel out there, and protecting me. 99.5% of bacteria is removed, you know, with this 2.5 proven, with clinical studies, in research labs, and so on. So much so that in Mexico I have a clinic that does in vitro fertilization there, and they were interested in the 2.5 pH water. They didn't even, were not concerned with the rest of the water, because when they try to fertilize ovum and sperm, it has to be a very pristine environment in the petri dish. And they always had an issue with it, and that's why not all the you know, eggs and sperms fertilized. And they began to utilize this to sterilize. Wow, lo and behold, yeah, it did. So yes, they use our equipment there. And I have different clinics as well, small clinics that use this technology in their locations. Okay, so microplastering. The water molecules in a regular water, tap water, bottled water, the clusters are big clusters. They have anywhere between sometimes 16 to 24 molecules in the cluster. Once it's processed through the machine, it breaks these clusters and it turns them into micro clustered water. So they're small molecules, 6 to 8, that then your body is able to absorb better. So hydration is increased considerably. And hydration is a super important part of human health. Without proper hydration, I mean, all kinds of things begin to happen in the human body. And, you know, when I ask people, well, how many glasses of water do you drink? You know, a lot of people tell me, well, 1 or 2, maybe, and they drink other stuff that not necessarily is good. Why? Because they, you know, the common answer normally is because it just, you know, it's too heavy, too much. I mean, it kind of stays in my body and I don't feel comfortable. I feel bloated. Yeah, because of the molecules of the water. So you're not hydrating properly with regular bottled water. But with this, it's like your body's like a sponge. It's like amazing. Amazing. So for instance, headaches, all right, headaches are a sign of, you know, improper hydration. You're dehydrated. And so you know, we've been, for so many years, it just take a pill and it goes away, Tylenol or the Advils or whatever, you know. it's interfering with the natural process of the body to adjust itself. You only need to drink water. And when you drink the Kangen water, because of its hydration potential, your brain is hydrated in less than 60 seconds. Holy toledo. Okay. So there are clinics that are using this water, for instance, to hydrate people that have brain disorders, because hydration is hugely important for brain function. And it's been amazing. It's very transformative with the rest of the treatments that they give. So they began to use hydration therapy as a principle, as a base of their therapies. So microplastering is super important. So you're either drinking big water or little water in terms of penetration to the human body. So we have several kinds of devices, several models of devices. Some are small, for people that are single or two, a couple, and someone who just need a unit. Martin has a junior too, for instance. Well, when he bought it, it was just Angela and him. And now they have children, and they're like, yeah, you need to get this one, because it has a higher production potential, and also because the antioxidant power is much, much higher than a small version of the machine. So why? So let me explain a bit. Okay. So inside, you have a carbon filter, high-grade carbon filter, which takes away the chlorine and contaminants of the water to begin. So that's part of the machine. But that's just the filtering part. This goes beyond filtering. Okay? There are 7 titanium plates, medical grade, covered with platinum here. All right? So, and it has an electrical conduit, so there's an electrical charge that happens when the water is going through this machine. It goes through the 7 plates, and the electrolysis process is what does the trick. So the electrolysis process is mimicking nature's thunder. All right, when it hits bodies of water, it regenerates the water as well. So this is mimicking nature. There has to be an exact charge. It cannot be just any charge, and it has to be a stable charge as well. So it goes through 7 big titanium plates, medical grade, and I emphasize that, okay, because there are many other copycats out there after Mr. Shiro launched this company that are just creating small plates that are not medical grade and actually could create contaminants for your body, and that has been proven. So this device is medical grade quality. As a matter of fact, in Japan, it has the certification of a medical device. Okay? So 7 types of water, and each of the buttons, you just click to change the kind of water that it will be produced. And when it moves from alkaline water to acid water, for instance, to produce for antibacterial or to clean, beauty water, whatever, it goes through its own cleaning cycle. So it talks to you. So it's cleaning, so to clean out the place, and then it regulates it back to the 9.5 pH water, that you want to drink ongoing. What you're drinking right now is 9.5 pH water that was produced. But when exposed to oxygen, light, so on, the property of the antioxidant property diminishes. That's why it's really important to drink the water as soon as you produce it and you see this amazing white cloud of hydrogen in it. Oh my gosh, please drink immediately. But when it is exposed, it diminishes. It's not going to diminish so much that it's not going to help you, okay, when you drink it. But it will dissipate after 3 to 5 days. That's why we cannot bottle this water. Okay? All right, so we will move to the presentation. So the first thing that we're going to do is to measure the antioxidant power of the water. So I'm going to use a meter that's an ORP meter, oxidation reduction potential meter, that measures the level of acidity, or if it has antioxidant power. So the numbers that show in the meter, they're numbers that do not have a negative sign to it. That means that they are in the acidic state. The ones that have a negative number to it, there's an antioxidant power to it. Okay, and since that is the most important property of the water, that's where I want to concentrate at the beginning. Martín, ¿me das una mano, por favor? Okay. So let's measure. This is just regular tap water.
Here we have crystal water. Fiji. Here we have soda. Very known sparkling water.
Sports.
We have Kangen water.
So this is the ORP meter, okay? Right now, it has just positive numbers to it, so we'll see what begins to happen here. So this is the, just tap water, so it's showing, can you read, what does it say? 123? 165.
167.
Positive number, so
yeah.
it does not have any antioxidant power, okay? 165,
Positive.
196, but it's still positive numbers.
What is it measuring? What is it measuring? Like what are the units?
The
161 what?
antioxidant power of it.
It's
Antioxidant.
reduction oxidation potential.
Okay. In simple, does it have an antioxidant property or not? Okay.
What numbers do have antioxidant properties?
Well, let's see. This is 228. That's for Cristal.
Show me
It's
here.
positive numbers, so it's not an antioxidant power. It goes more on the acidic state. Okay? All right. So Fiji water.
Is the antioxidant number related to alkaline versus acidic?
Yes and no. And I'll go over that in a second. Let's just see the values for now. Okay. So 279 positive, and this is Everest Club Soda, so 320 and so on. So the higher the number of positive numbers, the more acidic state that it's in. Okay? So acidic is equivalent to lack of health. Alkalinity is you go towards health. Pellegrino, 364. So it's on the high acidic state. And the sports water, 397, 398, 391, positive, so highly oxidated. Okay? And the Kangen water. So look what begins to happen. Okay, the numbers turn to the negative side, which is the antioxidant property, so health enhancing. So 124, 126, and so on. So this goes even lots higher when you produce it directly from the machine immediately. It will go to 300, 400, 500 antioxidant powers. Or alkalinity or neutral. These are neutral. All right, so let's see what happens. This is tap water. All right. Okay, so that's neutral.
And that's been filtered through the
Yes.
center joint system.
Yes. All right, so it's neutral. Okay. All right. So Cristal, more on the acidic state. Okay. And Fiji, more neutral. So similar to center of choice. Okay. So you don't need to go and spend a lot of money on Fiji water. Come to the center. Okay. that is the club soda, so that is definitely on the acidic side. Okay, so do you see that this is a deeper yellow than this one, than Cristal. Okay, so club soda is definitely pretty darn acidic. Okay, so Pellegrino, yeah, that's even more acidic. Okay, and this is sports drink. Ah, yeah. I always get those. Oh my god. And in the States, you know that we have huge variety of sports drinks, and people just they're going exercise drink that highly acidic, highly acidic, and Kangen water. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference. So, yeah, definitely the alkaline state is much, much higher and it's present. The antioxidant power is present hugely. Okay, so definitely it's healthy water. You know, living healthy water, healthier than what is out there. Okay, so, ta-da! Okay, now we're gonna go and try, these are the drinking waters. Drinking waters, 8.5, 9.5. Now we're gonna test the water that is the cleaning water, 11.5 pH, which is the Kangen water. Okay, so these tomatoes are soaking in just regular water, which is usually what people do. You know, just regular water. All right, so let's see what comes out, if anything. Okay. Supposedly they're thick. And this is the one that has gone in Kangen 11.5 water. Whoops. Okay. There is some residue in here of petrochemicals. The color is slightly, more color than this one. In the US, when you go and buy the tomatoes in the US, this water turns orange. When you buy the little tomatoes that supposedly are organic, they're yellow. Okay, so it does contain a level of chemicals in there. You guys are very fortunate that in Costa Rica, the produce is closer, to organic. Otherwise, this water would be seriously yellow or orange. But there is a difference in taste, and this is where I want you to see. So we're gonna pass out a bowl of tomatoes that are just washed in the center's water. That's filtered water. Okay. And I want you to pay attention to the taste, the texture, the sweetness or sourness of the tomato. And then we're gonna pass ones that have gone through the Kangen, strong Kangen water, 11.5, and see what you taste and share with us, okay? So this one, I'm curious what
Take one tomato.
Otherwise,
Did you notice something with the texture of the skin?
I'm gonna pay attention to that. I think it was softer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sweeter, softer, the skin is softer. So it's just stripping away all of the petrochemicals that they put in, in the food supply. And then it brings us to its natural state. I remember some oil. This is dark oil, sesame oil. Yeah, just for purposes that it shows better. Okay.
pH.
Okay. Sesame oil. Regular water.
And yeah, they separate. They do not mix. Okay. Now this is 11.5 pH water, strong Kangen water, produced by the machine. It emulsifies. Yes, it does. That's why it's able to strip away all of the oil-based pesticides and whatever else they put in our food supply. Okay? Because of this power. So you have the ability to produce this water at home and create a true eco, an organic food supply. Now, I use for myself, I use two types of water for my food supply. Nothing goes to my mouth unless it goes through two processes. I soak it first in antibacterial water, which I just utilize a spritzer. I produce it and then I spray my food and it gets rid of bacteria. Any kind of bacteria that's there, I know that this water gets rid of 98.5% of bacteria. So thank you. Yes. So when I travel to other places, Mexico or wherever in Latin America, I'm always carrying this so that I can spray because I don't know what's out there. Okay. I soak it first in there and then I put it in 11.5 water. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. You know, it doesn't take a long time. And so I'm being protected from bacteria and I'm being protected from the, chemicals that are in our food supply. Right. So,
Costa Rica,
remember this, okay? In Costa Rica, there's a lot of rice that is consumed. So I asked my team, well, how much rice do they eat? They eat rice with everything. I said, okay, great. So I'm gonna just use regular tap water from the center to see what comes off from the rice. Okay, and 11.5 pH water. Thank you. Okay.
So you mentioned there's a shelf life for just regular drinking water, but is there a shelf life for the
About 15 days.
Okay.
So I produce it and I keep it in a dark container under the sink, and it actually gets stronger after the second, third day. But it does dissipate after 15 days, But one of these goes fast when you're using it for your food supply. Okay, so I want you to notice the difference between the two. Okay, this one, regular water took out some of the stuff that's in the rice. What does it have? They have albumin? I don't know exactly what it is that they have in the rice, but can you see the difference? Okay. I mean, this is stripping all of the oil-based things that, however they harvest and produce the rice. Okay, it's a huge difference, and so the taste also is completely different. So I have different restaurants in the U.S. and Europe and even in Mexico that are using this technology for food preparation at their restaurants because it not only is cleaning everything at the nth degree, and the way that they're cleaning not just the food supply, but kitchen counters, the floors, and so on with this water, they no longer have to use any chemical-based cleaner. No more Windex, no more 409, I don't know what they have here, for cleaning, but they eliminate that. They just put it in spritzers and they clean them. So we were able to help them get their certification of, ecological restaurants. So that was really cool. So in your house, you have the ability to do exactly the same. Get rid of all the chemicals and bring your home into a complete eco state. So, my friends, the reality. Regular water, Kangen water, food supply preparation, what have you. Reality. Drinking water, what are we drinking? And what can we drink? So the whole purpose behind this presentation was just to create further awareness of something so powerful that exists to enhance our health. Alright, so I can talk for hours about what happens when the body begins to go into homeostatic balance for
prevention of disease. What happens with people that are already sick, that have some serious challenging conditions? What begins to happen when, you know, we help them through water stabilize their body's acidic state and bring them into, you know, a higher pH level, balance it out. The body itself does the real work. It goes through the natural process of healing the body, because we have everything in our body, you know, to protect it. We have everything. If and when we give it the appropriate things, the things that it needs. So this is a tool that the body needs, requires. It needs pristine water. It needs the water with all its properties. It does not need acidic water, right? Will we change overnight, you know, from drinking all of this to Kangen? We do our best to try. Do I drink any other water when I go out? I travel with my machine all over. The only reason that I don't travel with my machine here is because I was bringing this machine for her, okay? So I knew there would be water being produced. But otherwise, if I'm going on vacation, visiting family, if there's not a machine there, I travel with my machine. I tell people it's better than this is your body, okay? In terms of absorption.
What do we normally need to do in order to produce tea? With the water, what do we do with the water? We heat the water, we boil the water, right? Okay. So this is just regular water, cold water. And a bag of tea. Okay, so, yeah, not much happening here. Okay, so now I will use Kangen 9.5. And do you see how much it puts? Okay, and I'll go back to regular water.
What's that mean?
Huh?
What's it mean that?
Green tea.
What
It's not
what is it demonstrating?
the power of the micromolecule function of the water. Regular water doesn't take the flavor, it's not absorbing. The tea bag is not absorbing as it should because there are bigger molecules there. Okay? So the Kangen water immediately as you soak the tea bag in the Kangen water, it's penetrating much quicker, and so it takes the green tea flavor out. So imagine if this is your body, okay? It penetrates the cells, the organs, and so on. The hydration process is intensified. Okay, so we go back to Kangen. And we go back to regular water. Very little, not all is wet. And we'll go back to Kangen. See? It's still penetrating. That's the micromolecules in the water. Smaller clusters are able to go through your cells much faster. It's like when you're in a batting cage or in a baseball game, you have the baseballs that are big. You throw it against, where the audience is, and there's a screen there to protect, right? It will, the ball is not going to go through it. It gets stuck there. But if you have marbles and you throw them, what will happen to the marbles? They will go through, right? Same thing here. Same thing here. So higher hydration, it improves your health, your overall health, all right? So we've been very fortunate to help with people that have some serious challenges in health. And I work a lot with clinics in Mexico, cancer clinics in Mexico in particular. I believe in natural healing. I'm very respectful of Western medicine, but I also look at, natural medicine. And I, for many, many years, have been collaborating with several cancer clinics in Mexico, and they utilize the Kangen water as one of, their tools to help the body go into homeostatic balance. When you have a serious health challenge, it's not one thing that does it all. It's a combination of several things to begin to bring your body into a healing process, and the body can go into a healing process. But what is the foundation? Water is the foundation of every chemical function in your body. So if we are able to bring the Kangen water to our homes, to clinics, to hospitals, to even hotels, all right? Yeah, we're doing something really powerful and big. This is it.
Yay!
Questions?